Labas ir jums visiems, kurie prisijungėte prie šio
Good morning. Good morning to all of you who join this trendy and currently very popular phenomenon that resembles a TV show. How could I not have thought of this phenomenon under the name Go Drive, friends? I was thinking, why is ISIS so happy? Because he's smart and part Japanese? And what does ISIS have to do with Japan? As it turns out, a lot, because Izzy's first love, when it comes to cars, was from Japan. The second is also from Japan. And the third one? I don't know. Today, we're starting a humorous and educational publicist program. Let's not forget the nonfiction investigative journalism program, Go Drive. Today, we look at the Toyota Supra standing behind us. Let's go. Many car fans have dreamed that maybe Toyota will finally release the 5th generation Supra. BMW contributed, and it's the best we've had from Toyota. It's really fun to ride with her, very easy to control. I will tell you very simply about this car. This is a cheaper copy of the BMW Z4, and you'll see why in this show. Now, let's start with the appearance. This is a complete copy of the Z4, which is outraged by some tasteless elements. In any case, the car looks impressive. I won't hide it. But here, both those angles and all kinds of things have been made. We mentioned Z4 not by chance, because ISIS said, and ISIS knows, that it is a direct competitor of Z4. It is not a Z4 competitor. He's a Z4 competitor, because you told me so before, and I believe that. I would now like to tell you in general what the Toyota Supra car is. And now, attention! Chapter number 1, History. If you are related to cars or not related to cars, but during your youth you were influenced in one way or another by the Fast and the Furious movies, it was the Supra MK4 that was such an impressive car in the first part. And here are the generations. Here's the 5th generation Supra. The 4th generation Supra was a cult car. At the moment, their prices are cosmic. It had an iconic engine that is still in use to this day. It was 6 cylinders in a row. Of course, the turbo version is the most appreciated. This is the 2JZ. This motor is quite old and is still used by many sportsmen, especially drifters. Many people dream about him, stay awake at night, and would probably always recognize him when they hear the sound of any video with their eyes closed. In any case, this is the 4th generation Supra, a cult car from Tokyo. Unfortunately, during its production, there were too few people who bought it. In 1998, it stopped being exported to America and possibly to Europe. In Japan, in 2002, if I'm not mistaken, the production was stopped and the Supra model ended. But for years, many car fans have dreamed that Toyota might finally release a 5th generation Supra. Let's finish the first part here and move on to the second part. Chapter 2, Toyota Supra MK5. What was impressive about the older generation Supra? It was a car with a 6-cylinder engine mounted in the front and driving the rear wheels. As you know, Toyota did not have such a model in its range, so it would be easy to adapt it to production. This is what had to be done in order to make a model that has a 6-cylinder inline turbo engine. If Toyota had to start everything from scratch, the cost of producing a car would skyrocket, and it is not known whether the car could be produced at all. So what did Toyota do? Toyota has teamed up with BMW because, as you know, BMW is famous for its inline 6-cylinder turbo engines. Toyota decided that a very good collaboration with BMW, and what they did, they took the BMW Z4, covered it with our design, and put the Toyota badge and the word Supra on the back. How interesting that you can find a BMW badge under the hood. I think that this sign can be found in many places. But what Toyota has done very well is to design the exterior of this car very, very well. The front end is a reference to the 4th generation Supra, as even the shape of the headlights is somewhat similar, and the whole shape of the car screams to me that this is a Japanese sports car. But it seems to me, at least in its design, it looks significantly more expensive than it is. As you can see, this particular car came from America, and here I see the car VIN number, which can be entered into the car vertical system to find out the entire history of the car. You can even see the photos of this particular car, the specific damage it suffered, and if you want to know the history of the car, it's a very good thing to do it with a discount and our discount code. Because this car is dressed in different clothes than the BMW, it is about 100 kilograms lighter than the analogous version of the Z4. The Z4 weighs about a ton, 600 kilograms. Supra weighs about 1,500 kilograms. Of course, maybe there are some Toyota improvements. Maybe they added something to the engine program, added arms to the suspension corners. Well, it's still obvious that BMW is hiding under the clothes of this car. Specifically, this car featured in 2022 because we have the latest version of the Toyota Supra, which has the most powerful engine, a 3-liter turbo with 380 horses and 500 newtons. It is still possible to buy a Toyota Supra with a 2-liter engine, but I do not recommend it. I wouldn't want to, and I don't wish it on you. How much does this car cost? Such a used car, about a year old, costs about 45,000 euros. In my opinion, this is a very, very attractive price for such a car. In other words, now we can say one more thing, that compared to BMW, Toyota offers you a cheaper alternative, which is what we said. Cheaper, lighter, and I think it drives better because of that. At first glance, the car surprises with its impressive design, and to me it seems much more expensive than it is. Until you start looking at all the aerodynamic elements, like the grille on the hood, the grille in the front, which are fake. And what else is very revealing is that we don't have a supercar here, but just a sports coupe. There are the brakes of this car, because the calipers, if I can see correctly, are 4 pistons, and the brake discs are not even floating. Well, what about the BMW Supra interior? My first boarding was very disappointing. I was expecting something much more impressive, like the exterior. But after you get used to it and see that everything here is simple and everything is fine. Guess what the first thing I thought about is, why is it easy to understand that this is a BMW from the interior elements of the car? About this media management. What else? Lever. What else? Everything here is BMW. But the most important thing, check the door wall. Lock buttons. Why? Well, how can BMW live without door buttons? Another thing, this is probably one of the smallest windshields I've ever seen. Wait, look at how small the rear window is. You can't see anything through the mirror. Everything's normal here. But the windshield is very small, and the car is not big. Tight car, although there is enough space for me when sitting, because you know the problem with a 2-seater sports coupe is that a taller person simply cannot fit in. Not really. 2-seater cars have normal space in the front. No, think of a Honda S2000. I don't know, at first I didn't like it very much, but after that you get used to it, and I see that everything is fine here. On the other hand, I somehow don't smell much sportiness here. Okay, now we're going. How fun the ending is. I'm not much of an expert on rear-wheel drive cars, but you know, the rear runs predictably. And here, everything is different. The end is running away, but predictably. Another thing, I turn off the sport mode. Sound insulation is good enough, we don't hear too much noise from the wheels. Do you know what he is? It's sporty with a touch of luxury. Do you agree, Mr. Isis? Agree. Because BMW. And it's soft enough. Now, we're going over the roller coaster, and it's going smooth enough. And I did not expect this. I thought we were going to have a full cart sports Supra here. That's what I expected, a track car. And it's comfortable enough. No wonder, I feel quite good with it. And if you want, you can work out with it. Another thing, what is this car for? Me. It's for me. This is a luxury item. It's not that luxurious. Unless you're a young, rich person who wants to drive both fun and comfortably, a golden youth who likes anime movies like Isis. BMW gave the Toyota the B58 engine, which has 380 horsepower and 500 newtons. BMW did not give the S58 engine, which has more power and is installed in the M-Class BMW. But maybe it would be too powerful and too expensive for this car. It doesn't seem like a lot of power, but the car is fun enough to drive because it's light. Weighs only about 1,500 kilograms. That much power for that much weight is a very good result. We have an 8-speed automatic transmission. It works perfectly because it is a BMW unit. The rear doesn't try to run too much as the power band is very evenly distributed. It doesn't try to tear off the end. It's fun to ride with it. Very controlled, grips the road very well, and doesn't try to go where you don't want it to. He does everything very obediently. You're not afraid to press the gas either in a turn or when driving straight. It is very, very fun to drive. It left a very good impression on me, and because it's a BMW, it drives comfortably. It's a versatile car. You want to drive calmly, you want to drive softly, comfortable, and it won't rattle your teeth. You want to exercise, you turn on sport and drive. The car obediently drives around the corner, turns obediently into the corner, and the rear end does not try to overtake you. The perfect fun recreational vehicle. Of course, it won't break records at the Nürburgring. It's not a super fast car. Maybe it will fall behind the latest BMW M2, but maybe it's not too bad. Maybe you don't buy cars to break records, but you just want a sporty, two-seater, fun coupe. That's what it is. There are basically only two Supra Versos. There's a 2-liter version that has about 260 horsepower, and this most powerful 3-liter version that has 380 AG. You can also choose a manual gearbox or an automatic. I don't even know who needs that 2-liter version. The average fuel consumption was about 11.5 liters, which is not a high consumption for a car of this power. The engine works efficiently because it has a well-functioning gearbox. Since it is a 6-cylinder inline turbo engine, it does not have very big jumps. A very efficient, fun, and fast car, and quite economical to run on a daily basis. I've already said that there are good things, but there are also bad things that Toyota and BMW share a platform, and practically everything. On the one hand, the Supra has become affordable because its price is very good. On the other hand, it's lost its cult status. It will never be cult and exclusive. It is now exceptional. It is currently exceptional compared to new cars, but I doubt that in 20 years we'll be buying it for more than it costs new. I'll ask my children if they dream of a Supra. I doubt it. Everyone will sit in electric cars, and that's it. In any case, it's a car with a unique design and a lot of fun to drive. I liked it very much. I give it a 9 for looks because of its uniqueness. I give it 10. Why did I give it 9? I think you lost a point for the imitation bars. Whoa, 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 you read my mind. And with the interior, the situation is slightly different. First things first, Toyota has done everything very well with the exterior design, so why couldn't they do the same for the interior of the car? Something more interesting is missing. But inside, I feel good. It's all good. I hang out just to hang out, but the salon lacks exclusivity. I thought I would give the interior a 6, but I feel good in it, so I give it a 7. Me too. Emotion. It's more interesting here. It drives great. It's very easy to control. It has a BMW chassis, a BMW engine. It's normal that it drives great. Not too much power. Toyota didn't overdo it. So we come back to the fact that it is very easy to control, predictable, and fun to ride both calmly and when pushing to the bottom. So I give it a 10. Me too. I didn't get what I expected, but I liked it. I liked that it could be an everyday car. You really can. I suspect that if the Japanese had built it from scratch, it would be tougher, sharper, because it's so comfortable for everyday use. The Germans have a stay philosophy, and their cars tend to be quite versatile. But you see, BMW contributed, and we have the best Toyota we've ever driven. Really so. The price is very good. A car that looks and drives like this for 45,000 euros? There's wow. The price is really good. Even I was surprised. But the price is really good. 9 points. I give 10. We divided the points ourselves, but the more important points are divided by our viewers. On our Instagram, you voted, and now you can see the results. It is interesting that our editing director was born in Tokyo. Yes, he himself accepted his birth. And he filmed everything himself. Interesting. So we summarized the glut results for this Toyota car. We unanimously agree that this is one of Toyota's best models. Of course, after the Land Cruiser, the philosophy of both cars is very similar. This is my favorite Toyota model. Okay, so after summing up all the results for this Supra, the final score is on this huge bonnet. What disappointed me was that basically Supra is a BMW, and the name Supra remained only a matter of marketing. Absolutely. Thank you for being with us. Thank you, and see you soon. Bye.